Hey guys, welcome back. Bolt Spider here, and I'm with the second episode of the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or evolution of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, this series is about going through meta decks as I choose one from every single meta and telling you guys how the deck shaped the game, kind of, and, well, I would say what the purpose of the deck was. Now, last episode we talked about from all the way back in 2002, going all the way forward till 2008 of May. May 2008 was one of the first times we really saw an archetype outside of like Destiny Hero, Diamond Dude Turbo stuff, Diamond Dude Turbo decks, but Gladiator Beast was one of the many first decks that utilized both the Synchro and the Fusion cards. With this deck, you would Monster Reborn your opponent's Synchros to Synchro Summon, but this deck was more about Heraclinos and the lovely Gazaris. Gazaris being able to pop cards and Heraclinos to be a big wall, which is a Omni Negate. Gladiator Beast gained its advantages by Rescue Cat and Bestiari. This list Bestiari was at 1, but you had that whole entire back row lineup being 3 Bottomless, a Torrential, 3 Solemn, and 3 War Chariot. The deck utilized Enemy Controller and Book of Moon to control the gameplay and tributing off their cards if necessary. Monster Reborn was to bring back certain cards like Rescue Cat or one of your Gladiator Beast pieces. This deck won a lot of events, but really didn't top first place, but got a few tops here and there because the menace of the format did get hit, but it came back with Teledad. Now, everyone talks about this deck being one of the scariest decks in the format. Teledad was a 42 card monstrosity of running Dark Arm Dragon with a Destiny Hero engine being 3 Destiny Draw, 3 Malicious, a Doom Lord, a Diamond Dude, and a Stratos. Also utilizing things like Reinforcements of the Army, and Allure of Darkness, and the newly released Emergency Teleport and Krebons. Using that made it available to run cards like Red Dragon Archfiend and a lot of the powerful synchro monsters from back in Duelist Genesis and Crossroads of Chaos format. Now, this is one of the tier 0 decks outside of Dad Return that are going to be in this, but I really wanted to show this deck off from back in September 2008. Now, how did I structure these decks? I structured them ban list. So we're on the September 2008 ban list. I structured them to be where, we can have cards all the way up to the next ban list. And this was a build I already had laying around. But after Teledad, after things settled down, Gores and Dark Arm Dragon became in-deck staples for a majority of the time. But after Teledad was the release of Lightsworn, utilizing Judgment Dragon, Wolf, Lumina, Lila, Solar Recharge, Charge of the Light Brigade, Foolish Burial, Cold Wave, and Crush Card Virus. Alongside with Necrogardina being a battle stopper, 3 Stardust Dragon, a Dark Strike Fighter, 4 ending the game, and a load of other things. With this deck, it was mainly going Lumina, summon out Lumina by discarding a Necrogardina, and then dropping a Judgment Dragon and going for game. One of the scariest things was summoning out Judgment Dragon, attacking, and dropping Triple Honest. Nowadays, that's not that scary because we have cards that can stop Honest and all those. Now, we have other things in this deck like Cold Wave at 2 and Heavy Storm, Beckoning Light, and Crush Card Virus. Crush Card Virus was to get your Necro Gardenas and Plague Spreader zombies in the graveyard. Beckoning Light was to recycle your Honests and other key pieces. With this deck, you also ran Tempest Magician and Magical Android. Tempest Magician was to OTK your opponent, while Magical Android and Thought Ruler Archfiend were for life point gains. But enough of that. Let's go on to Blackwings. Blackwings utilize, again, things like Dark Arm Dragon, Allure of Darkness, and a new challenger being Royal Oppression. Royal Oppression was a headache of a ruling card, as this was back when priority was a thing. So what would happen with priority? I have my Royal Oppression up on the field. My opponent special summons Dark Arm Dragon. I activate Royal Oppression. They'd use priority to destroy my Royal Oppression, causing me to already pay life points to stop a summon. But that summon always went through if they summoned out the lovely Dark Arm Dragon. Now for Blackwings, this was after Gale the Whirlwind went down to 1, but this is also the list where they topped multiple times, being Kalute and Black Whirlwind. So you'd go Gale and get your searches off of Black Whirlwind. People didn't realize that Black Whirlwind effect actually stacks. So people decided, hey, this works, and we could make a deck out of it. But this deck didn't really live that long as Black Whirlwind went down to 1, but it also had some great utility cards of Icarus Attack and Plague Spreader Zombie, making a whole entire dark monster lineup once again for Dark Arm Dragon to run supreme. Next, we have X-Sabers. X-Sabers were a combo-based deck along with using Rescue Cat Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk discards a spell to summon out the Rescue Cat, so you can go into full combo of Gotham's Hand Loop. Gotham's Hand Loop was not a thing until Ragged Kira came out, but with this build, it's still possible of looping about 3 cards out of your opponent's hand. Back in the day with X-Saber Dark Soul, it was able to be stacked. Being stacked, making you search out all your X-Saber monsters and having a full hand of about 6. With this deck, after this happened, they ruled it where it must be in graveyard to activate its effect, so you can only get the effect 3 times. Other great power cards in this deck being Mind Control, Brain Control, and 2 Gold Sark to speed up and get certain cards out of your deck when you don't need them. You also ran Trap Dust Shoot to look at your opponent's hand to get a knowledge of what they're running, and Starlight Road because of Heavy Storm. Other cards like Bottomless Trap Hole and Solemn Judgment were a necessity for this format, while Compulse was at 1. Compulse was not a good monster removal until later, as Bottomless was the best, mind you, the best monster removal at the time, because a lot of the cards right now were above that 1500 mark. After X-Sabers, we had the Infernity. Now, this was going to be Tier 0 Infernity with triple Trishula, but with this deck, we never got to see the light of day of triple Trishula. With this, I replaced 2 Trishula with 2 Miststorm, and this deck was a powerhouse deck where you just synchro spammed and your opponent couldn't do anything. This deck ran Pot of Duality, which contradicted what the deck did, but the deck does start slow, and it does speed up over time. So if you don't have anything to turn to, you're probably dead on the next turn with with a Trishula, Miststorm, and a few other cards to greet you. The main play was going Archfiend, summon off. You'd go Greffer, discard Street Patrol, sending Archfiend, banish your Street Patrol, and then... oh, this deck was a headache. You special summon a Fiend monster from your hand. After that, you go Necromancer, summon out your Archfiend from the graveyard, because you would usually send that there. Offographer's effect. And Infernity Beetle helped with the synchro plays, being tributed itself to special summon 2 more copies of it. 1-for-1 was great in the deck to summon out Infernity Mirage. Foolish was good to get your Archfiend or Stygian Street Patrol to graveyard. Infernity Launch was a in-deck monster one that summoned out 2. And also, you had your back row of Dust Tornado, Mirror Force, and Bottomless Trench Hole, along with Solemn. Now we're getting into XYZ territory after this list, but this is 6 Samurai with 1 Gateway, Triple United, 3 Smoke Signal, 3 Upstart, 3 Double Edge, and with the new unlocked Shien. This deck was a powerhouse since it just looped. I'm just going to say that now. It just looped. Gateway is a bullshit card, and United did not help the cause. Kizan, Kagamusha, and Kageki all helped in that loop, as you just keep looping your Kizan all day with your Gateway. And the whole deck just gained counters upon counters. But this is the final deck of the Synchro format that I would put in here. I did not want to put Synchro Plant FTK because that deck it wasn't going to fit well in the time frames I had. Now, I spent all day yesterday and today that I could building these decks. So if it looks a little bit weird, I'm sorry, but that's how the cards were back then. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more, please subscribe for future content, as I upload every day at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video, and goodbye.